Hi everyone, and welcome to my Assignment 2B final presentation for the Rerun campaign. For those who are joining us post-Teaching Period 2 2019, Rerun is a social media campaign aimed at promoting a work-exercise balance for busy individuals, mainly full-time workers and university students who claim they don't have enough time in the week to get their physical activity. The overall purpose of the campaign is to combat the effects and causes of obesity in Australia by supplying helpful tips and facts to users of the campaign to motivate them to find their own ways of exercising throughout the week. The campaign officially started on the 26th of August and completed its 5 weeks on September 30th. As I've never used Instagram or Twitter before, this was a new experience to me as Facebook is my primary social media channel. Overall, it seems as though Instagram performed the best regarding follower count with 50 followers, and Twitter and Facebook trailed behind with 26 and 17 respectively. The website had a total of 55 users and 109 page views, which varied throughout the campaign, with the best growth occurring in the first week, and then a few spikes between those days throughout. I was actually happy to see positive growth in the bounce rate. During the interim presentations, we're sitting at 52.83%, which meant that half of my visitors weren't viewing the other pages available on the site. So getting this number down as much as possible was very important. Session duration more or less stayed the same throughout the campaign, as it was sitting around the 30 to 34.5 second mark. As expected, the homepage and its variations were the best performing pages based on visits. I did make it a small goal after the interim presentation to get more blog posts in the top 10, which I've done successfully. This was because the main content for the website were the weekly blog posts, so it was important to push this aspect. Before, there was only one blog post in the top 10, so seeing 3 in there now that the campaign is finished has been a nice improvement. It's also interesting to note that Twitter has grown to match the top referral site, which is Facebook, Facebook Mobile. Originally, Twitter was one of the worst performing social media channels with referrals, so that's been a big improvement there as well. The blog posts were based on a different theme every week. Each of the topics have some link to overweight and obesity. This was a good way to ensure I was uploading new content every week to keep the posts interesting. The blog posts were generally my own words with research performed to back up statistics and shape my own thoughts on the topic. Every week I would promote the weekly blog post to try and increase traffic and get site visitors from external sources. This could be why Twitter has moved up in the best referral leaderboard. And as we can see an example in the middle with one of the tweets of my blog posts, had a 1.6% engagement from 570 impressions. Facebook was the hardest to improve without paying for paid promotions. It did meet 2 of its SMART goals, but couldn't get the total 50 likes that I wanted. There was a general spike in activity after I posted it on my personal Facebook account, but after that, not much else happened throughout. I kept up with the minimum requirement of posting 10 times a week, and every post had only reached between 7 and 10 people, with 1 or maybe 2 engagements. Instagram was by far the easiest to gain followers on. I was able to gain 50 followers and post at least 15 times a week. It was the only social media channel to reach its follower goal of 30, but failed to reach the 10 likes per post, and these varied from 4 to 10 depending on the content. I was surprised to see how Twitter had amassed over 27,000 total impressions during the campaign. It did fail to reach 40 followers and gain 5 retweets like I wanted originally, but it managed to have the best reach out of all my social media channels. MailChimp was another struggle for the campaign. Once the base group of online students had subscribed, it was impossible for me to gain any more subscribers. Half of the subscribers used the embedded pop-up form on the main website, which showed that it worked well. And the data also shows that every other form of sign-up was used at least once. A few things that worked well include my daily tips that I started posting from week 2 onwards that were going very well. They were the only posts that I would get comments and replies on, which improved community interaction. The Twitter reach impressed me quite a bit. It was too bad that none of my best performing tweets had any links in them. Working with community hashtags and trending topics seemed to work well too. This shows from the data as one of my best tweets was about Are You OK Day, which earned 900 plus impressions. The addition of the funny content mixing with a serious issue was a welcome change to break up the content. Increasing the blog post traffic worked well. As I mentioned before, that 2 more blog posts have made it into the top 10 pages according to my analytics. This worked well as it showed that my changes to benefit the blogs were working, even if it was just a small change. A couple of things that didn't work out were the Facebook and MailChimp. They need to be improved. These mediums didn't really have any effect on the campaign, and they weren't very successful. Using Hootsuite to manage my Instagram wasn't working out as well either, as I got blocked twice during the campaign period. So I couldn't post, I couldn't follow, comment, or like anyone else for 4 days a week, which was very annoying. A few things that could have been done better. SEO key phrases is definitely one of them. Selecting the right words to get the most out of searches would help drive site traffic. A review of EDM content is also needed, as the current content wasn't very interesting for the users, as I couldn't get anyone to sign up for it. If I had seen early that Twitter was doing as well as it was, I could have really pushed the external links to the site and blog posts more to build off that 1% engagement that I was getting. This could have been a drastic change in some areas of the campaign that it needed. Thanks for your time.